CTV News with Sarah Freemark.
I believe 2 of our incidences, it's been under the hood, reachable from inside, places that people can reach from exterior.
A warning from Barrie Police after a number of GPS tracking devices were discovered on parked vehicles. Thank you for joining us. For years, GPS devices have been used to get you to and from your destination, but now a warning from police that they're being used to track you. CTV's Luke Samard has been following this story and joins us live tonight with more. Luke, what can you tell us?
Well, Sarah, tracking devices like the one I'm holding in my hand are often used to keep tabs on your luggage or maybe put inside your wallet so you don't lose it. Well, now tracking devices are being put onto cars to track people's location before would-be thieves steal your vehicle.
And so it goes without saying that it's a pretty easy place to attach like a tracking device.
Barrie Police sounding the alarm on tracking devices on cars after 2 devices were recently discovered on vehicles in the Royal Victoria Regional Health Centre parking lot.
It was a couple concerned citizens that called in. They had, I guess, through their cell phones, they had been alerted that there's a tracking device very close by and while they were operating their vehicles. And so under further inspection, they located some tracking devices.
Some people were bringing in their cars to be checked once word got around. Automotive shops like Active Green and Ross say although they don't find a lot of tracking devices on vehicles in for service, they would not be hard to hide on your vehicle.
Around maybe the wheel wells, front or rear of the vehicle, maybe especially the rear, because usually the spare tire area is all metal, not as much plastic back there for something magnetic based.
According to police, thieves are on the lookout for newer cars and vehicles that could be parked for an extended period of time.
So the 2 vehicles that created the recent suspicion are both Toyotas, and in December we had 20 plus vehicles stolen, and some of those were Toyotas amongst the vehicles that were stolen. So it seems to be newer vehicles that are being targeted. So be vigilant.
Residents being asked to be on the lookout. Police suggesting storing vehicles inside of garages if not using them for an extended period of time, and if you are out and about, to park closer to the store.
If you think there was anything suspicious, you're getting these alerting signals coming into your cell phone while you're in your vehicle, then you might be carrying a tracking device unbeknownst to you. So just be vigilant and check your vehicle once over.
And with word of car thefts increasing, people are taking additional measures at home.
Just ensuring your keys are not left at the front of your home, the main entrance. And again, the pouches recommended by your local law enforcement are definitely recommended.
Now, an RVH spokesperson tells CTV News that they have spoken with staff and are working with police to take additional security measures, and are telling residents that if they do find a tracking device on their vehicle, to call the non-emergency hotline and be on the lookout for any suspicious activity. Reporting live, I'm Luke Samard. Sarah, we'll send it back to you.
Okay, thanks for that, Luke. A massive organized crime investigation has shaken the Toronto police force. At least 7 officers are facing a slew of charges, including conspiracy to commit murder, extortion, and drug trafficking. As CTV's John Musselman reports, the probe was led by the York Regional Police.
Cars in front of them just wandering down the middle of the road. Cars coming up behind.
This is police video of just one incident.
Those are our vehicles. Let's take them down right now. Contain.
That highlights the devastating allegations filed against 7 Toronto police officers and 1 retired officer.
Over the grass into a car.
Investigators allege 3 masked men attempted to murder an Ontario corrections manager at his home in York Region in June. The suspects were allegedly leaked personal information by Toronto Police Constable Timothy Barnhart.
We allege that this officer then released the information to a Mr. Brian DaCosta, and from there it was released further into other criminal networks.
The allegations against the Toronto officers include bribery, obstruction of justice, drug trafficking, theft of personal property, breach of trust, and the unauthorized access of confidential information. The information was handed over to organized criminal figures. It led to shootings in the GTA and in southern Ontario. At least 1 shooting is connected to the gun violence plaguing the tow truck industry.
This news is both shocking and completely unacceptable. Corruption has no place in policing.
Toronto Police Chief Myron Demkew calls it a painful moment for the force, and he has asked the Inspector General of Policing to investigate.
This is a painful and unsettling moment. It needs to be addressed openly, and it needs to be addressed honestly. The allegations against 7 Toronto police members and 1 retired member are deeply disappointing.
Clayton Campbell is the president of the Toronto Police Association.
If proven true, our members do not tolerate this sort of stuff. We are so indebted to the public for trust. If we don't have public trust, we have nothing.
The allegations also include officers accepting bribes to obstruct police action against illegal activity. At least 19 other civilians have been charged in connection with this investigation. Chief Demkew says he is committed to holding the accused officers accountable, and he says the Toronto Police Services Board has not asked for his resignation, considering these findings came under his leadership. More than 400 officers took part in these internal investigations that led to these charges, and police say this investigation is ongoing. John Musselman, CTV News in York Region.
Now, there is a local connection to the arrests made by York Regional Police as part of that Project South. John Madeley Sr., a recently retired Toronto police officer, and his son, John Madeley Jr., both from Barrie, were among the Toronto police officers accused of working with organized crime groups in the GTA. Police say they were illegally providing confidential information to criminals who were involved in drug trafficking and illegal gambling rings. Madeley Sr. retired last year. His son was sworn in as an officer in 2022. 2 people have been charged after assault in Midland. This happened on Wednesday. Police also seized a knife and a pellet gun. Police were called to an apartment building near King Street and Robert Street just before 6 p.m. Officers quickly put the suspect into custody and found the weapons. 2 victims suffered non-life-threatening injuries. One was taken to hospital for treatment. A 43-year-old and a 32-year-old, both from Midland, are facing charges. An Aurelia man who pleaded guilty for his role in a shooting during a robbery attempt in Barrie has been charged again while serving a conditional sentence. CTV's Mike Arcelides reports on the case.
Nearly 2 years into a conditional sentence for his involvement in a Letitia Heights shooting, Jason Espinosa Bermeo has pleaded guilty to drinking and driving before Christmas. Now 24, Espinosa Bermeo was serving a 20-month conditional sentence handed down in 2024 that included house arrest for the first half, followed by curfew, after he admitted to being the getaway driver the night Timothy White shot a 45-year-old Barrie man on this catwalk in Barrie's Letitia Heights neighborhood, following a failed robbery attempt. Police said Espinosa Bermeo helped White get out of Barrie. Espinosa Bermeo was arrested in Aurelia when the tactical team came knocking at his door. White was on the run for 2 weeks before being tracked down by police in Hamilton. Initially charged with attempted murder, White pleaded guilty to aggravated assault in 2024 and was sentenced to 4.5 more years in prison. In a letter read by the Crown, the victim told the court his life had been ruined after getting into an argument with a group of strangers at a nearby convenience store. He described being shot 3 times and nearly dying of sepsis in hospital. The man interrupted the court at the time and called Espinosa's conditional sentence ridiculous. For drinking and driving, Espinosa Bermeo has been fined $5,000, placed on probation for 12 months, and banned from driving for 2 years. Mike Arcelides, CTV News, Barrie.
One person was taken to hospital after crashing their snowmobile in Severn Township on Wednesday night. Emergency crews were called to Caroline Line and Division Road East around 7:45 p.m. Fire officials tell CTV News the snowmobiler ran into a steel gate. The driver was taken to hospital and then airlifted to Toronto as a precaution. Anyone with information is asked to call police. Charges are pending after an early morning crash snarled traffic and left a 21-year-old man badly hurt. It happened on Tuesday just after 5 a.m. at Dunlop Street West in the Highway 400 southbound ramp. Police say a vehicle turning left at a green light crashed with a truck going straight. The driver of the truck, a 41-year-old from Barrie, wasn't hurt, but the driver of the other vehicle, a 21-year-old man from London, Ontario, suffered non-life-threatening injuries. A dump truck driver is facing multiple charges after a wheel detached from his trailer while driving on Highway 26 in Springwater Township. Shortly before 2 p.m. on Tuesday, police responded to reports of a wheel falling cutting off a dump truck traveling eastbound. Officers spotted the driver in a nearby parking lot and inspected the vehicle. The 33-year-old man from Brampton faces several charges, including wheel separation. More bad news for the Stroud Arena. Those structural issues are forcing a longer closure. Further investigation revealed that the interior wall, which has been the issue, needs significant remediation. That means the ice pad and banquet hall will remain closed for the rest of the season. That's until March 31st. A reminder, however, that the Innisfil Idea Lab and Library, as well as the Curling Club, are still open and safe to use. The town reminding people that older buildings take more time to repair, and updates will be given when possible. All right, time for our first look at weather, and for that case, we head to Zares. I heard you're cooking up something delicious.
Well, you heard wrong. I'm not, but Zares Bayfield is. That's right, North Barrie. They are cooking something up, along with the whole idea of the big game, Sunday's Super Bowl. Oh, more on that coming up in just a few minutes' time. But let's talk about the weather. Sure, we're inside Zares Bayfield right now. We're cozy. Smells pretty good in here, too. Lots of food ideas, all that coming up in just a few minutes' time. But let's talk about the idea of weather and forecast and whether or not Mother Nature wants to spare us from the chilling temperatures. Sounded like Willie wanted us to give a break a couple days ago. But let's take a first look at the forecast, brought to you by our friends at, yes, Presler Injury Law. Call 1-800-JUSTICE. Right now, as we speak outside our beautiful Barrie studios, -7 is where we're sitting, and the winds are light for the time being. Out of the south, 13 kilometers an hour. The temperature where you are, if you happen to be in Gravenhurst, it feels like -12 with the wind chill, -13 with the wind chill in Collingwood, -12 in Parry Sound, -10 in Newmarket, and -15 in Mount Forest. A quick look, if you will. This is, the radar satellite images, and as cold as it is, there's still plenty of snow coming across what we are told is an increasing ice presence across the Great Lakes and Georgian Bay, and a little snow coming down. There we go in the northern section of our viewing area up the northern side of Georgian Bay. And as mentioned, we're here at Zares Bayfield, and we're talking about Super Bowl snacks. Joel Silver's walking around here, probably preparing something as we speak. But Sarah, one question. We're coming back talking about snacks. We're talking Tostitos. Are you more of a rounds restaurant or scoops girl?
You know I am a scoops girl because I like a nice plentiful chip covered in dips, which I'm sure we're going to get into a little later in the show. Thanks for that, Case. It is going to be a year of substantial growth in Barrie, and the city wants you to have your say around the future of Bayfield Street. With more on what the city's asking its residents, let's go to CTV's Jack Morse. He joins us live tonight from East Bayfield Community Centre. Jack.
Well, Sarah, Barrie is getting ready to make some major changes to one of the key shopping areas in the city, Bayfield Street in the North End. The city has already identified an area on Bayfield Street from Sophia Street to the old city limit as a center for growth. And they're asking people who live nearby or who frequent the Bayfield Street to give their input. The changes could include a lot of things: a serious rework to streets itself and how traffic flows, adding new buildings and businesses, redeveloping some underused land such as parking lots, and even integrating more residential construction into the fabric of the street. The city says a project of this scale requires everyone to be on board, but it's clear that congestion and the resulting crashes on Bayfield Street are a major motivator to look for the change.
So it's not just as easy as saying, let's put a median down all of Bayfield Street. There's many conversations that have to come and happen to make sure that those existing businesses are still able to be accessed. People are still able to get to their favorite places, but we always want them to do that safely. And the change to that is not something that's going to happen overnight, but definitely from incremental change, you're going to start seeing different things happening along that corridor for sure.
So what the city staff that are here tonight, they're going to take that back and they're going to write it into the next generation of the plan. However, any major changes are likely years away. Reporting live, I'm Jack Moore. Sarah. Back to you.
All right, love to see that, Jack. Now let's go to Italy, where there are setbacks already for some members of Team Canada gearing up to chase gold at the Winter Olympics in Milan. The women's hockey game today was postponed, and some events will go ahead without star athletes. CTV's Heather Butts is in Milan with the latest.
An alarming image of Mark McMorris following a crash yesterday in training. The 32-year-old three-time Olympic medalist confirming he hit his head and will not compete in the big air competition. In a statement, McMorris said, "Fortunately, things are looking good for slopestyle, so I'm staying positive and shifting my focus there." Snowboarder Tess Critchlow has already had to withdraw due to injury, and Canada has had to swap out athletes in men's hockey and figure skating in the team event because of injury.
For those who've been injured and unable to compete, I feel for them first and foremost, and therefore give them as much support to see if they can compete in the case of those where it's questionable.
Facing these early obstacles, there's also questions over how the Olympic team is preparing to handle competing against the Americans at a time of heightened tensions between the countries.
The rivalry with the United States is one that's decades and decades old in sport, and yet I think there's a little bit more riding on it.
That rivalry most anticipated on the ice, where it will be a monumental year for hockey, marking the return of NHL players in the men's tournament for the first time since 2014. Combine that with the first winter game since the Professional Women's Hockey League launched, putting a spotlight on an extraordinary depth of international talent.
This is an immensely talented team, and they're in their final preparations. And very soon, we will see them walking into opening ceremonies to show the world just what Canadian excellence looks like.
While Team Canada battles injuries, Finland is dealing with illness. The two countries were supposed to face off today in women's hockey, but the game was postponed as the Finns battle the norovirus. Team Canada's first game will now be against Switzerland on Saturday. Heather Butts, CTV News, Milan.
The Prime Minister unveiled a new national auto strategy today, including an end to the electric vehicle mandate, but the return of EV rebates. CTV's Rachel Aiello has all the details.
A national auto strategy for the next generation. Today, the government unveiled a 5-pillar and multi-billion-dollar plan to protect jobs and reward companies making vehicles in Canada.
The future of the auto industry is increasingly electric and connected. And so to remain competitive and to realize our potential, we must develop the entire value chain for next generation vehicles.
To help Canadians afford them, starting February 16th, consumers who purchase electric vehicles will be eligible for a new rebate. The government is offering purchase or lease incentives of up to $5,000 for fully electric vehicles and up to $2,500 for plug-in hybrid models. There will be no price cap on Canadian-made cars, and only models coming from countries Canada has a free trade deal with will qualify if they cost less than $50,000. That means the rebate won't apply to Chinese EVs.
Today's announcement will directly support workers here in Ontario and across Canada.
Carney is also replacing the contentious EV sales mandate with new emission standards for future models, easing some of the pressure automakers are under.
This puts us on a path to greater electrification while giving industry the flexibility it needs during a very difficult time for the economy and for the sector.
Hopefully we can get to a point where we continue to be tariff-free.
And car dealers say they're ready to stock up.
It's certainly encouraging that we'll be able to pass on some savings directly to the consumer, especially in a time of higher prices on really everything.
Beyond affordability, this country's lacking EV infrastructure remains a barrier to Canadians pulling the plug on gas-powered vehicles. And so today, Carney also promised $1.5 billion to build up this country's roadside charging network. Rachel Aiello, CTV News, Ottawa.
Here at home, a local hospice is laying the groundwork for continued success thanks to a provincial grant.
So it's wonderful to be here today to make another announcement that Matthew's House is the recipient of a 2025 Ontario Trillium Foundation Capital Fund grant, $107,000, half of which has been invested and you're actually standing on it.
That's MPP Brian Saunderson at Matthews House Hospice this morning. After more than 20 years, the upgrades are crucial to improving safety and accessibility in Alliston.
Yeah, and you can see this is the most used area.
Yes.
And the flooring we have has some weaknesses in it, and so by changing that flooring, we can make it sound, and we don't have to worry about something happening when we're moving expensive, big pieces of equipment, or maybe big folks that are coming to be our clients. And this way, they're very safe.
The best thing that the government and the Ontario Trillium Foundation can do is help make sure that you have the foundation and the flooring underneath you to do all the great work that you do in our community.
Founded in 2003, the 10-bed hospice offers 55 programs and serves South Simcoe County. Still plenty more to come here on CTV Barrie, including a local baker who took a risk that sure is paying off, where you can find these award-winning sweet treats in the Sunshine City. Plus, positives of the chilly season, the perfect backdrop for one of Ontario's most beloved winter festivals. Don't go anywhere. Thanks for staying with us. Nothing celebrates Simcoe County and the frosty weather better than Barrie Winterfest. From ice sculptures to lumberjack shows, family entertainment to drop-in activities, programming for 2026 is packed, which is the main event of Hello Winter, offering outdoor arts, culture, and community events throughout February.
This is fun, you know, this is just having a pile of snow. We blow it up and have these forms, and you have a compact piece of snow in whatever configuration you want, and then you just let loose.
One of the things that we really try to do is make sure that everybody's got a little bit of something to do. We've got little pop-up igloos that are going to have performances from different artists, including a beatboxer, and we've got a violinist who's going to do a show with a fire show attached. So we have a lot of things going on for people to watch and see.
Winterfest is this Saturday and Sunday, with many of the activities in Centennial Park, but also spanning downtown, ranking this as one of Ontario's top winter festivals, attracting visitors from right across the province. The Canadian Choice Awards recognize business excellence across the country, and a local small business owner with a delicious talent has just been recognized.
I won, and I was just flabbergasted, so it was super exciting.
Yes, owner Mark Robillard of the Sugar Dessert Bar in Aurelia was awarded the best bakery in the Sunshine City. Mark knows the steep competition because he used to work for them, but now he operates his small business from his home, and it's a sweet ingredient for this multi-talented baking champion. Previous awards include the winner of the Big Bake on the Food Network. His uniquely custom cakes are as fun as his passion for making people happy.
Anybody who comes to me with a special custom cake, a retirement cake or something like that, you know, a dad who loves fishing, I always try to put little fun characters on my cake and make it as humorous as possible, because we all need a laugh right now. What's next? Other than making fabulous cakes every single day, of course I would like to pitch a show, so yeah, I have a whole bunch of ideas, so keep an eye out for me.
I can't believe those are cakes. My goodness. You can find Mark in the Sugar Dessert Bar on social media and catch him live at the Lake Country Wedding Showcase, which is on March 1st at Casino-Rama. There is no such thing as a swing and a miss when you step between the lines.
I just want all the young athletes out there to come in here as a safe space and know that they can talk to us about anything and train with us, no matter what their sport is.
The doors are officially open at Between the Lines, Barrie's newest batting cages. Founded by two Barrie-based high-level female athletes, these gals prepare young ladies to pursue their dreams of playing varsity sports through training for softball, baseball, lacrosse, and cricket.
It's female owned and operated, and we are really focusing on our female athletes throughout the community because I feel as though they go kind of unnoticed, and right now women in sports is a huge movement and we would love to be a part of that.
Nice job. We're going to have March break camps. We're going to have one-on-one lessons. We will have hitting lessons, pitching lessons, catching lessons. We will also have group settings where you can come and even learn just the fundamentals of how to pick up a ball, how to throw a ball.
Everyone is welcome. The doors are now open to the public at Between the Lines softball and baseball training facility. The grand official opening. That celebration is this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. If you are looking to keep tabs on what's going on around the community, you can, of course, watch our 6 and 11 o'clock newscast, but there is more to be found on our website, ctvnews.ca/Barrie, or use your cell phone to scan that QR code on the screen. With economic uncertainty here and right around the world, the real estate market is looking to rebound this year. But the question, can it happen? Joining us now to talk about just that is real estate broker Peggy Hill. Great to see you.
Great to see you.
Where do things stand now that the numbers for January have come out?
Well, as I warned you last time I was here, they weren't going to be pretty, and they weren't. Year over year, our prices are down about 10% across the board. But here's the thing. Last January was pre-election time, so, you know, tariffs were not on the table. None of this was happening, so it's understandable that this January things are looking different. And we're in a market, you know, a lot of people took their homes off the market to put them back on in the spring, and we're in a market that we haven't seen a spring or a fall market in years now, because we're not in a cyclical type market. We're in a reactive market. So people are reacting to the next Twitter feed, to the next news cycle, and there's a lot of heavy stuff coming through all the time. So people are almost paralyzed, because I remember telling my agents when interest rates get to 4%, it's going to be crazy. The gates are going to open up. And guess what? No floodgates. Because it's all about how people are feeling, and consumer confidence is what's impacting things. But I can end this with a positive thing. So we had a horrible January. January numbers were awful. Sales were down 30%. However, I can tell you, we do open houses every weekend, about 30 of them, so I have a pretty good sample. And last weekend we had the most amount of people that we've seen in probably a year. So people are, it's pent up buyers, like they are there. They're just taking longer to decide. And the first weekend we didn't have any snowstorms, people were out. Go figure how that worked. But we do, I think it feels worse in Simcoe County. The numbers feel worse here because we had the most to lose. When COVID first hit, we were, you know, we went up quite a bit. So when you go up a lot, it's just further to fall. So that's what it looks like, Sarah. But I do feel a shift in the air.
Okay. We'll pick this conversation up again in 2 weeks. Thanks, Peggy.
Thank you.
Speaking of the weather, let's head outside. It's a nicer day out. Case.
What's your favorite Super Bowl snack? Could be chicken wings? Well, did you know it's a fact? Super Bowl Sunday, more than 1.25 billion chicken wings are eaten in North America during the game. Wow. Our Weather Watch RT says, well, Tanner says, my brother ate so many chicken wings one time he couldn't play net. We had to put Frosty in goal. Nicely done. You're watching CTV News Barrie.
The Real Estate Spotlight is brought to you by the Peggy Hill. Picture this, brought to you by Bounce 104.1 and Pure Country 106.
How we are embracing this weather, whether that's getting outdoors or being nice and cozy, those fuzzy slippers, my goodness. Keep the pictures coming. As always, the email address, picture this, at ctv.ca. Casey Colby, you know that I love to eat. I very rarely let myself get to a point where I'm feeling pretty hungry. Tonight is that rare instance, and this whole broadcast has been filled with decadent cakes and now Super Bowl snacks. What have you got for us?
I'm hungry.
Well, I wish the camera had smell-o-vision right now because it smells pretty good. Rest, we're talking about Super Bowl snacks and all that good stuff. Zehrs Bayfield and Barrie, we're going to be speaking with Joel in just a few moments' time. Before we get going, though, yeah, something to really draw your attention to. Blowing snow advisory for the western part of our viewing area. Call it Grey Bruce. Blowing snow this evening. So if you have plans on going out this evening and again tomorrow, keep that in mind. Winds are picking up. Let's continue on right now with a look at the forecast. And here we go. We're going to start with a look at the temperature outside your door. And as we take a look, we're going to throw in the wind chill. Looks like -10. In Newmarket with the wind chill, -11 in Toronto, -15 in Mount Forest, -16 in Owen Sound, -12 in Owens, or make that Perry Sound, and give us one more. How about -14 in the town of Collingwood? This is the almanac for today, -6, -16, a record 7.5 degrees back in 2005, and a record -33.9 way back in 1886. Sunrise, sunset. Yesterday I was all excited because we have more than 10 hours of daylight. 10 hours and 4 minutes of daylight for us to look forward to. Adam, roll that forecast radar, if you will. If you're looking forward to a little snow, well, then you're going to be very happy because that is what's coming our way. That and substantially strong winds. We could be looking at wind speeds up to 80 in some portions of our region starting tomorrow. This is the southern tip of Georgian Bay. Lake Simcoe, overnight temperatures settling in about -9 and a wind chill feeling like -15. Cloudy, or anticipating about 2 centimeters of snow starting after midnight. And then for tomorrow, -4, -5 is our high. Cloudy skies, snow, 5 centimeters during the day, and wind speeds, ladies and gentlemen, 40 to 80 out of the southwest. Another 5 centimeters of snow expected for tomorrow night. To Orangeville, Bradford, Georgina, Newmarket, Richmond Hill, wind chill -15 this evening. A few flurries kicking around, no set accumulation. -2, -4 for tomorrow. More snow, about 5 centimeters of snow during the course of the day. And the winds, oh, the winds, that's what we're talking about. The winds are going to be nasty. Another 2 centimeters of snow expected tomorrow night as I stand in the garden. Yeah. Okay, Perry Sound, Huntsville, Bracebridge, Gravenhurst, Halliburton. We're looking at -18 with the wind chill this evening. About 5 centimeters, make that 2 to 5 centimeters of snow expected. And then for tomorrow, -4, -5, -6 is our highs. And snow squall activity, 5 centimeters of snow expected. And the winds slightly diminishing, 40 to 60 out of the southwest. That's tonight and tomorrow. Now, time for the Diamond and Diamond Lawyers 5-day extended forecast, and it looks like this. And I want to draw your attention because Friday night, -20 overnight, risk of frostbite, -26. Yeah, crisp and clean on Saturday as far as the skies go for the most part, and the air, -16, -26. Very cold, risk of frostbite. And Sunday, sun and cloud, slight chance of some snow, -24, risk of frostbite for the 5-day extended forecast, Simcoe County. A peak of sunshine for us on Monday, chance of snow, and then Tuesday looks like sun and cloud, -2. This is the 5-day extended forecast, York Region. Have a look. Saturday at this point, look at the evening, -23 for the wind chill. Yeah, it's a beautiful day, sun, cloud, but very, very cold, ladies and gentlemen. In fact, risk of frostbite on the Friday, Saturday, and again on the Sunday. Slight chance of a few flurries coming in our way, latter part of the day. And then Monday and Tuesday, sun and cloud, and we get a little milder. -9 for the high on Monday and -1 for the high on Tuesday. Muskoka, Perry Sound, Halliburton, well, yes, you guessed it. Risk of frostbite on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night. That's game night, incidentally. And -21, -27, and -26. However, sun, cloud on Saturday and Sunday, so it'll be pleasant outside. Just make sure you're bundled up. Everybody loves the sunshine. Monday, sun and cloud, slight chance of some snow. We're getting a little milder, and 30% chance of a few flurries coming down on Tuesday. As mentioned here with Joel Silver at Zehrs Bayfield. And Joel, I mean, we're both football fans, and we both love to eat. Sarah loves to eat. We know that. What do we got? What do we? I mean, we know there's chicken wings and stuff, but what do you have for us to eat? Well, Super Bowl Sunday ideas.
Well, Casey, you know what? We have everything you want for the normal stuff. You know, the chips, the nachos, all that fun stuff. But we also have some very, very great value and delicious in-store made stuff in our HMR department. Right here, you can see We got pizzas right now, and right now there's actually a special buy one, get one, so it's a fantastic deal on the pizzas. And then we can go into our in-store made nachos, with, again, another great value at $5. It's fantastic. We got spinach dip, and there's, deli cheese trays, pasta. So quick meal, the game's going on. No one wants to miss a second of it. Quick meal, pasta's ready to go. You throw in the oven, and they're delicious. Some nacho trays, and then there's some nacho dips as well. Again, lots of different varieties in our store, in our deli departments, our HMR department. Kits ready to go. You got bio bun kits, you got gyro kits, you got fajita kits, ready to go. Easy. You're not going to miss the game. And then you got some sliders and some enchiladas. Delicious stuff. Fresh made in store, and great value.
Now, of course, these are wonderful, and you're going to have all kinds of them ready for the game. Tell me, in past, are they last minute shoppers, or do people prepare?
You have both. We have people that come in, you can tell with their cart, they're ready to go. And then we got people that come and say, oh my God, we got this party going on, we got these people coming, what can we do? We got you covered. Whether you're preparing in advance, or you want to order some of the fantastic trays we have ahead of time, you can also do that, or come in last minute and grab some of this delicious ready to go food. We got you covered here at Zehrs Bayfield, ready to go. It's going to be a great game, and it's going to be delicious food, so come see us. Prediction? Ooh, you know what, it's hard to say. All I'm going to say is it's going to be a good game. I don't know, but it's going to be a good game. I like it. Good game, good food, good eats. Sarah, good job. Back to you.
Local businesses are joining together to support Georgian Bay General Hospital.
Yes, it would be a great place to stop to get some tulips if you're heading over to the hospital, because definitely uplifts spirits for sure.
That is Arbor's Flower Shop in Penetanguishene, one of 17 in the region that will be donating some of their sales this month to the GBGH Foundation, part of the Kickstart Your Heart campaign. The goal is to raise $150,000 for the laboratory at GBGH.
It's important to give back to a place that gives so much. And as a local small business, we believe in supporting local causes, and this is one that directly impacts our friends, family, and neighbors right here at home.
We have 3 incredible match donors giving to this campaign, all up to $25,000. So the campaign is running from February 1st to 20th. So over the 3 weeks, we're featuring 1 match donor each of the 3 weeks. So each of the 3 weeks, your donation can be doubled up to the $25,000.
This marks the 6th year of the campaign. Bounce 104.1 and Pure Country 106 are proud sponsors. Still to come, the ups and downs of using AI at the grocery store. We'll explore the savings and concerns at the checkout counter. You're watching CTV Barrie. Recapping our top stories, Barrie police are warning about tracking devices on cars after 2 were discovered on vehicles in the Royal Victoria Regional Health Centre parking lot. Police suggest storing vehicles inside of garages if you're not using them for an extended period of time. A massive organised crime investigation has shaken the Toronto police force. At least 7 officers are facing a slew of charges, including bribery, obstruction of justice, drug trafficking, thefts of personal property, breach of trust, and unauthorized access of confidential information. And nearly 2 years into a conditional sentence for his involvement in a Letitia Heights shooting, Jason Espinosa Bermeo has pleaded guilty to drinking and driving before Christmas. He was serving a 20-month conditional sentence that included house arrest for the first half, followed by curfew. Some shoppers have been using AI more and more to find deals at grocery stores, but there are potential risks. CTV's Paul Hollingsworth has more on what to look out for.
For some savvy shoppers, when they see what looks like a bargain for groceries, their cautious attitude is buyer beware.
But I do not trust it.
Sylvain Charlebois says that's a smart approach, especially at a time when targeted ads on social media produced by AI are offering potentially misleading ads that promote lower prices for groceries.
They'll build algorithms that they'll use to service you, to know you, and to set proper prices depending of your buying behavior.
For example, if a shopper frequently buys eggs, they may see online prices promoting what looks like a good deal, but is not, and that could lead to paying more at the register.
When you're connecting pricing with consumers and using AI to increase profits and margins, I think there's a really wide line there.
There is an AI upside. Customers can compare prices at other stores while they shop.
It puts a lot of power directly in their hands.
So they can know for sure they're getting a fair shake.
I find I don't know if I'm getting the true thing or not.
Technology analyst Carmi Levy says shoppers can even consult with a virtual online AI agent before they make a purchase.
Who else is selling it in their area? For how much? What have the trends looked like?
Those trends through AI could allow consumers to make more informed, precise buying decisions to help them save more money. Paul Hollingsworth, CTV News.
Turning to business news, a new report suggests that smaller auto repair shops are having a tougher time doing business these days. As vehicles become more technologically advanced, smaller shops find it increasingly harder to get specific data to service some vehicles. The study was carried out by the Automotive Industries Association of Canada. Smaller organizations say that repair information is often hidden behind paywalls, driving their costs up and sometimes driving customers to use larger, more costly dealerships. Moving right into the markets, the TSX was down 576 points, the Dow was down 592, and the Nasdaq was down 363. And commodities, oil was down, closing at $63.29 a barrel. Gold was down, finishing at $4,889 an ounce, and our dollar down, ending the day at 73.12 cents U.S. The Muppet Show is back with a new star-studded special that could be the jumping-off point for a broader return.
We are so excited to be back where it all started and then ended and then is maybe starting again depending on how tonight goes.
I've been burned before.
A blast from the past. Kermit, Miss Piggy, and many more iconic Jim Henson characters are back for the show, which debuted today on Disney+. It also features appearances from the special's executive producers, Sabrina Carpenter and Seth Rogen, as well as Maya Rudolph. The release comes 50 years after the debut of the original Muppet Show. That was back in 1976. Always loved Miss Piggy. She's got some sass. Still to come, promoting the opposition at the Olympics, why Canadian singer Tate McRae is doing commercials for the U.S. and why there's some backlash. Stay with us.
Hi, we're Martin and Steph
from Bounce 104.1.
And this week on the show, we're giving away great tickets to some great tribute bands.
Winner's choice, Prince, Wanted, or Queen.
So tune in Monday to Friday from 5:30 to 10.
Here's a look at your primetime lineup. 4 back-to-back episodes of The New Girl starting at 8, followed by Criminal Minds at 10 p.m. and CTV News Barrie at 11. Welcome back. With the Winter Games just hours away, fans of Canadian pop star Tate McRae are asking, whose side is she on? After McRae appeared in an Olympic Games promo for NBC and Team USA.
I'm trying to get to Milan. Then it's the weekend with America's best skating for gold.
This is the part of the commercial in which she promotes coverage of American athletes and the Super Bowl. What it doesn't mention is Team Canada, and that's not sitting well with some of her fans who are now calling her Trait McRae. I don't know about that. The singer has since responded to the backlash, sharing this childhood photo on Instagram. In it, she's holding a Canadian flag, and the message reads, "Y'all know I'm Canada down." All right, Casey, let's check back in with you one last time, see if you can make me any hungrier than I already am.
Well, we're going to give you the Get Up and Go forecast, but I'll tell you, I've got football on the brain. The Get Up and Go forecast, what's it look like? Well, have a look. It looks like snow right across the board, and -6, -8 for tomorrow at 7 o'clock in the morning. Have yourself a great evening and a better tomorrow, Sarah.
Thanks so much to everyone at home for joining us on this Thursday night. I'm Sarah Freemark. Jack will wrap things up tonight at 11. Take care.